Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Divorced Woman's Guide podcast. How are you guys doing today? Don't forget to hit subscribe so that you do not miss a single episode that comes out every single week. And also be sure to check out my Facebook group, The Divorce Rehab, where you can join an incredible community of fellow divorcees and also get some great wisdom and knowledge from me. So we are just around the corner, you guys, are the holidays, if you can believe it or not. And so today's episode is all about how to survive the holidays and how to navigate them both during and after divorce. I don't know about you guys, but I think that the holidays are the hardest time of year for many of us. And I especially think that the holidays are even harder for those of us who are facing divorce or are already on the other side. Now, let's think about it. Even when we were married, the holidays were stressful, right? Thinking about which family are you going to spend, this part of the holiday with and that part of the holiday with, and travel. And oh my God, I have to see this cousin or this aunt that I can't stand, but I have to go, and right? The holidays are not always fun. They're not always jolly because we feel obligated to be with people that we may not necessarily want to be around. But at the end of the day, what we truly desire is peace and joy and freedom. And I know that when you're going through divorce, that is the absolute last place that you feel that you are. However, it is a time of year where you do get to create new traditions. And while I know that it is really hard to not be a part of old traditions and creating new ones can feel really challenging, what I'm hoping today's episode will do is to show you that it's not all that bad. It doesn't have to be as dreadful as a lot of us feel heading into this time of year. The first thing that I really want to address that I hear all the time is how people say, like, I'm so afraid of being alone. That was me. I will never forget the first holidays that I had to spend alone and without my children. And I still get a visceral reaction thinking back to those days and remembering what it felt like to not see my children. First, it was not seeing them every night to tuck them in. And then it was, well, how is it that we're going to start splitting this? What do you mean I'm not going to be around them when they open presents or we're sitting around the table for Thanksgiving dinners? For me, my life was we spent Thanksgiving with my now ex-husband's entire family, and my family came down and we spent it together. And here I was. Now, what were we going to create? And I remember thinking to myself, I don't even have family down here. I'm alone. What am I going to do on the holidays where I don't have my children? It felt really daunting and scary. And there was a lot of resistance around me wanting to, or even being open to creating something new. And I remember I kept telling people, well, I'm alone. I'm alone. And what I came to realize is that, you guys, alone is a choice. And I'm sorry that if that doesn't sit well with some of you guys, but at the end of the day, it really is. It is a choice if you want to be alone or if you want to pick up the phone or pick up your cell phone and text somebody and say, like, can you set an extra place at the table for me? I would love to join your family this holiday. And that is something that feels very uncomfortable for many of us. I remember when I had to pick up the phone and to make that phone call myself, it felt really weird. And I felt like I was intruding. I felt like I was a nuisance. I felt like I was a fifth or third wheel sitting at the table. Many of you guys can relate to that. But what I slowly came to understand, and especially the more that I talk about this within my communities, is that we're not the only people out there. There are so many people who, for example, can't travel to be with family, or their family can't travel to be with them. And the holidays get to be anything and everything that you desire them to look like. It's important for us, and like any year, even when you were married, it's your time to make your holidays your own. You know, I hear all the time, well, oh, the kids are going to suffer. Oh, what are the kids going to think? Oh, we're not doing the same thing. The kids are going to be miserable. And what I have learned is that the kids are, sure, it's going to feel different for everybody. Okay. Nobody likes change. Okay. Nobody likes change. However, it's about how it is that you show up. It's about the energy that you're bringing into the holidays. And if you are bringing in negative, sad energy, that's what your kids are going to pick up on. And instead, what we get to do is to find the excitement, to find, what lights you up over the holidays. For me, what I love about the holidays, my kids and I go driving around our neighborhood looking at lights. Even now, they're 16 and 13. I still make them get in the car and to go look at lights with me. It's also about us cuddling up on the couch. I make popcorn and we watch all sorts of different Christmas themed movies. One of our favorites being Elf. Gotta love me some Will Ferrell. My kids love that movie too. We curl up on the couch and we watch a movie. What else are the holidays about? Well, it's also about us spending time together. That's the time of year where I'm typically off. I take time off. My kids are off. So we go ice skating, right? We go to the mall and, we go look at some of the Christmas decorations that are up. I treat them to a Starbucks, right? Their favorite drink at Starbucks. Do you hear the examples that I'm sharing? Does any of that have to do with my marital status or your marital status? No. And what my kids remember is that we snuggled on the couch, we got Starbucks, right? We got to watch our favorite movies. Mom took us ice skating. It's not, well, we did this without dad. So I invite you guys to really think about how it is that you get to make the holidays this year special. What new traditions do you get to create for yourself and for your kids and for your families? Even on the years that you don't have your kids. I have my kids' Thanksgiving this year, and I will tell you guys, I am traveling. I had an insane opportunity to go to Egypt with my mastermind group. And I am choosing to go to Egypt instead of having my kids over Thanksgiving. And while that may be controversial for some of you, first of all, I had an entire conversation with my children about this before I committed to the trip. And my kids said, Mom, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity and we hate turkey anyway. So guess what we're doing? We're having a pre-Thanksgiving meal before I leave. My kids don't even eat turkey. So I typically make prime rib, or this year they've asked for steak. So I'm going to make a big steak for them that they're really looking forward to. And we're doing it then. It's no different than any year they would have been with their dads. We put such an emphasis on the date. Right? Thanksgiving is the last Thursday of November. Christmas is always on the 25th. It doesn't matter, you guys. Like, what matters is the tradition that you create. It's about the love and the time that you give to those that you love. And it's okay if it's not on the actual day. My kids love that they get to open gifts in multiple houses across multiple days. Like, that's what they're excited about. And so what I invite you guys to hear, that I'm hoping that you're hearing me say in this episode, is that you get to be gentle with yourself. You get to find what really makes the holidays so special and so memorable for you. And yes, I know it is a really tough time of year. And I'm here to tell you, okay, and you don't need my permission. You don't need to hear external validation, but I just want you to hear what I tell myself, which is that you get to give yourself compassion. You get to give yourself love. You get to create self-care for yourself during this time of year and to get through it in the way that is going to create memories that people will want to look back on and smile, right? That's what this time of year is all about. It's about creating the joy, the peace, the freedom, the love That's what this time of year is all about. So I hope that I inspired you to create some really awesome family traditions this year. And as you know, I would love to hear what came up for you. What new tradition are you going to start this year with your family? I want to hear it. Email me at wendy@wendysterling.net, or you're welcome to reply to an email where you found out about this podcast and to just let me know what you think. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. And I also want to let you guys know that I just recently created a really cool quiz, and it's all about understanding what your superpower is after divorce. Part of that quiz is really about inspiring you to see what is possible and what it is that I see in you based on the answers that you give to the questions. And so I invite you guys to go to my website, wendysterling.net, to check it out. It will pop up immediately once you get to that landing page, and you guys should take the quiz and see what it says, basically what your superpower is. And I believe that it will be inspiring for you heading into the holidays, and it will give you that extra lift and that extra smile that you get to possess this holiday season. I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's episode. I know that I always love sharing my wisdom with you guys, and I always strive to give you nuggets of information to help you navigate wherever it is that you are in your divorce process. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today. Sending you so much love, light, and joy as always. Mwah! Bye, everybody.